He wasn't here to look at it. You didn't get the latest. You didn't get the UFC fight this weekend. She was the main event.
You should say what the other guy.
Yeah. Hey, Tom.
When did
you guys come out? 3 o'clock. Come earlier, I'll buy you lunch. Unless you want to eat over here. You can have a good workout. You're going to be here a while.
It's not supposed to be warm, is it? It's cold, for sure.
You'll have the attorney.
We did it on Friday. Michael, can you stop all those First Amendment auditors from coming in here, please? I want to turn my camera on before we start. Oh, it's already on. Y'all ready? All right, I call this meeting of the Young County Commissioners Court to order. Let the record show it is 9:30 a.m. All 5 members of the court are present. We're streaming live on YouTube. If you're watching and you'd like to call in and make a comment, you may call in on 940-221-2107. If you're able, please stand for our invocation of pledge. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance and support as we begin this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussion and grant us wisdom. Fill us with your grace as we make decisions that affect the citizens of Young County. And continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the service of our community. We ask these things in your name. Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right, we'll move to item number 3, public comments. Do we have any public comments today? Yes.
I'll speak. My name's Debbie Rhodes, and I know you guys are fixing to talk about abatements for the solar farm, and I've been doing research on solar farms. Solar farm, actually, the word farm is kind of like a 4-letter word because it's not a farm, it's a site. The fact that they use inverters from China and that those inverters have been found to have rogue communication devices that can damage the grid, can cause blackouts, that can cause all kinds of issues, that's a big deal. When I asked them if they were going to be able to, what kind of panels they were going to use, when we talked at South Bend, they couldn't even tell me that. So I have a problem with that. Along with what it will do to the environment, you know, I don't think that's good for the environment. We're losing thousands of acres of agriculture land for these kind of things. And this is big business. They're in it to make money. So if it makes it sound like it's a good deal and they just want to throw money to every problem we have, you need to have your ears up, because they want to make it a good deal for them. And I don't believe they're coming without the abatements. When they stood on that stage at South Bend, the second time they were asked if they would come without the abatements, if it would kill the project, they could not say that it would kill the project. They said, we cannot say with certainty that it wouldn't kill the project. So why give it to them? Let's roll the dice and hope they don't come, because there's a whole lot more involved than dollars. I mean, I know that y'all's job is to try to keep the tax roll down and do what's right for the county, but there's a lot more involved than money. And the same thing's gonna go with the data center. Now, Osheen told me that if they don't get the abatement, that they would have to reassess the whole feasibility of the project. Those things are huge. That is more leverage than you think. It's leverage to keep them from coming. It's probably all you got, but we're asking you desperately look around the dollar signs, because there's more to this community and there's more at stake than just money. And it's real important to us, and that's why we're all here. It's a big deal. Please, please look at the whole thing and look at those abatements differently. They're not just leverage because they're coming anyway. Thank you.
Thank you.
Comment.
No, go ahead.
Charlotte King, I have a question. If I came in and decided to put a small business in Young County, I'm gonna use all local people to build my building. I'm gonna hire 25 people the first year, local people, and then hope to next year maybe increase to 50 people. Would you give me the type of tax abatement that you're giving these large companies?
Our county policy is anyone who's gonna make a $10 million or more capital investment in the county is eligible to ask for a tax abatement.
Okay. So if I ended up hiring more than the entire data center, I'd qualify for one, right?
If you invested $10 million or more.
Okay. So here's my next thing. It's time for y'all to play ball. You know, call their bluff. If there's on the no tax abatement on these huge companies, from their perspective, they said this data center is a done deal. And I know we're talking about solar farms a lot today. I'm gonna stay on the data center for just a bit. And they said it's the perfect location for them. The price of the land is much cheaper than, say, if they were in a large area. I mean, substantially cheaper. They're gonna save a lot of money between the transmission lines. So they're already getting a good deal because of where it's located. It's strategically, they've been looking and they found their perfect place. So I don't understand why we would give them extra incentives. And from my opinion, they're going to build state of the art. They will either sell or lease this to other companies, some of the large companies, and like Meta, Amazon, etc. They're going to build state of the art to draw those people, those companies in. So there's no reason to give them the tax abatements for noise, light, pollution, those kind. They're not gonna have those anyway, because they're looking to sell or lease to these companies that don't wanna deal with that. So financially, to me, it makes no sense whatsoever to give them a large tax abatement. Thank you.
Thank you. Arlen, was you next?
Sort of follow up on Debbie's question, we got the CEO of Titus sitting right here. I want to ask, can you assure us that if this goes through, that the panels, the inverters, the whatever is going in there is gonna be American made and not Chinese?
Yes.
Can we get that in writing?
We'll hold that to you.
It'll be assembled in the United States or manufactured in the
Yeah.
Everything.
They couldn't tell us
Nothing
that
from
it's
China.
outbound. They told us they couldn't assure that.
Well, the inverters are gonna be made in Germany, so they're not US made, but they're not Chinese made. And the panels will be manufactured in the United States. And that's in concert with all of the domestic incentives that large utility scale companies bring to bear.
So they won't have heavy metals in them. They won't be like the old panels.
No, these will be.
Because he couldn't tell me
These will be modern panels, new generation, state of the art.
So when a hailstorm comes along and those things are damaged and ever what's in there is gonna drain out on the ground if there is anything in the rain. I don't want it coming over because I'm your neighbor to the west.
Yes, sir.
And I don't want it coming on my place.
I understand completely.
Is there gonna be anything in there that will, when a hailstorm comes along, and it will come along, that will damage and make those things leak, whatever, if there's anything in there?
Yeah, the new generation of panels are not like the old panels. They actually have a surface on the panel itself that's resistant to hail to some degree, not entirely, but to some degree, because there has been issues in the industry with hail. And then the insurance requirements have increased, and that has incentivized the manufacturers to develop technologies that can obscure hail.
I don't know if you've ever been in this part of the world when a hailstorm comes along, but believe me, there's nothing that's gonna hold up against a softball or bigger hail with jagged edges on it. So I think everybody can attest to that. Thank you.
Yes, Tommy?
I'd like just to confine my remarks strictly to the business aspects, the sound business and common sense approach to tax abatements, how they affect taxpayers in this county, and that the tourists too, okay? If we give them a 20% tax abatement, that's less than 1% of the total project. Difference in what they already own by law. Okay? That's a lot of money to the county, it's never $2 million. Are they going, so, it means a lot more to the county than it does to them. And if you don't give them the tax abatement, are we saying that they won't treat us right? Are you all saying that?
I'm sorry.
If we don't give you a tax abatement, you won't treat us right, or something comes up that you, a road you're going up, or something that's happened, you're saying you won't treat us right, or won't give you tax abatement?
If we were to tear up a road, so we would certainly repair that.
Yeah, see, tax abatement ain't got anything to do with this argument with that, guys. We've got laws, local, federal, and state laws that protect this county. Your job, of course, stay on top of these things, because you're the one making the deal. But that's a 20% tax abatement. When you get up into the higher than that, it gets to be a pretty severe number. And the net effect is, that money's coming out of the taxpayers' pockets, because that money could be coming into the coffers, okay? But it's going back to them to hold, to take care of these things that they might mess up or need to do, that they should be entitled to do by law anyway. When you get up into the 70% tax abatement, like you guys, Jimmy gave, the solar farm, the wind farm out there west of Newcastle, you guys gotta need to realize, they already get an equivalent of 50% discount on the valuation for taxability up front by law. When you you put an abatement on top of that, guys, it's getting pretty thin. Newcastle School, kind of need money right now. If you hadn't given that abatement, what would be happening?
If we hadn't given that
If the county
abatement,
had not, you didn't.
I mean,
you
most
were-
of us weren't here for that.
I'm not, I'm saying if the county, you're the county. If the county had not given those abatements, what would we be facing today? Probably not as much of a shortfall for those outfits. The rest of the story is most of the time, and I've talked to other counties, even if you get the tax abatement, when the tax statement comes out, they say, oh gosh, that's too much, let's go to mediation. You want to stomp it down. Let them come, if they want to do it. You don't have to let them shake you down for an abatement that they may or may not spend. And they're not gonna enter into any kind of agreement with you, it's gonna cost them more than what that abatement's gonna be. And that's the taxpayers paying for that service, is not them. So I say, don't give them any source, treat them nice, do business with them like you or I would do this. If I came into your office, police your member, and say, here's the deal, you don't like it, there's the door. That's the way you do business. County's no different. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I'm Eddie McFadden. I live out on 209. I'm a small business owner. I took off work this morning to be here. And my first question for you guys is, who do y'all represent?
Young County.
You represent us. We elected, we voted you guys in. We asked that you listen to us, the people that voted you in. My other question for you guys is, would you be okay with a solar farm or a data center being right on your property line? I'm asking an honest question. I'd like to hear a yes or a no. Would you be okay with it?
Unfortunately, in Texas, we can't control what goes on property next to ours.
You didn't want.
No, that's not my question. My question is, would you be okay with
The
it?
transmission lines.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, no,
Those
you
first
wouldn't.
ones.
Or we would, I wouldn't.
Okay. Cramming it down our throats. It borders me on two sides. I bought my property in 2016, it'll be 10 years in March. Retired and moved to Young County in 2020 to try to live a peaceful life. I grew up on a dairy farm. I bought 100+ acres so I could enjoy a little country living. And look at what we're gonna get. You can't honestly tell me that you would want it right next to you. And I ask that you guys make it right. So for solar farm, would you come, if you don't get a tax abatement, would the project still move forward?
Communities provide tax abatements to incentivize industry into the county itself.
That's not an answer.
I'm gonna get there. The reason the tax abatements are important in the industry is that when you are competing against a peer group of other solar developers in other counties, having the tax abatement aids in the ability for the economics of the project to move forward. So can I tell you today if the project would move forward with or without a tax abatement? I can't give you a straight answer on that, but what I can say is that the project would be disadvantaged relative to its peer group, other competing solar farms and other counties that are willing to provide tax
Okay,
abatement.
that's all I need to hear. So my question back to you guys is, if you took a vote today of the citizens of Young County, they would vote against you giving them a tax abatement. I hope you hear us. Because if you don't give them tax abatement, they're not gonna be on.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, I wanna ask a question. So, I wanna move back to a data center for a time, and, I wanted to ask, when you seem to be the lead on all this, so do you know if the city annexes the property that they've asked them to, will that leave the county out of the decisions, or will you still have some kind of?
In my last conversation with the city is that they're not interested in annexing them in, is the last conversation I had with them. So I don't think that's actually going to happen. I thought it was, and I think it could happen as far as it's there to happen, but my last conversation with the city is I don't think they're gonna annex them in.
So, this whole time, excuse me, you've been kind of the lead on this project for these people, and so about how long ago did you find out about the project? I read at one point, somebody, a year ago that you.
It was around the beginning of this year. Exactly when, I have no idea, but it was around the beginning of this year that I first heard about it.
Okay. So, when we were at the last meeting here on the 17th of November, Mrs. Brown came up and told you about the entrance to her property, and where the entrance was gonna be for the data center. So the construction would all go through this place right here, some of it on 209, some of it on FM 61. So Stacy pulled up a map that everybody that I know of had already seen this map that showed where all the entrances were on 209 and FM 61, but you didn't have any.
Well, he pulled up Google Earth, is what he pulled up.
I'm sorry?
He pulled up a Google Earth map, and we just looked at Google Earth.
Okay, so you haven't seen then the map showing exactly the property?
I've never seen that road. I've seen various Google Earth maps with rectangles drawn on it, but I've never seen a formal map, a formal plan. They have not made a formal request yet. I mean, I'm just like everyone else. We are in the fact learning stage, just like everybody else.
So, everybody else, including the people that are against the data center, has researched that stuff, and we've rotated the map on social media forever. So, my question is, when you're representing all the citizens of Young County, why haven't you seen that map, and why haven't you looked for it, and have you taken into consideration what effect?
Who made that map, though?
I don't have a clue.
I mean, is it even a real map, or is it someone here made the map? I mean,
Can I answer your question on that, knowing that part of the map? She had reached out in an email,
Who?
Mrs. Brown.
Okay.
And I took it upon myself to figure out where she lived at, which I know Daryl,
Right.
so I pretty well knew exactly where they lived at. And I wanted to see what, I didn't know that roadway was part of the deal
Okay.
myself,
Right.
but I knew exactly where she lived at.
Yeah.
I knew their property lines.
So-
That's why I pulled that map up the way I didn't
Okay.
show him.
And so the map that you showed, did it have the red line showing where the property lines was and everything?
No, it just showed where they lived at. It's not, it wasn't part of the data center map or nothing like that. That was her property line on Google Earth that I could show him.
Okay. So most of you then have known about this project in some form for months, would that be fair to say?
Mm,
All of you? All months,
yeah.
back in
Yeah.
January or something, so, you know, my question basically is, have you researched everything that's gonna happen as far as construction goes, and what Ms. Brown's gonna put up with, and how our properties are gonna be devalued, and she's already tried to sell her property and had 2 contracts, is that right? Backed out because the data center was coming, so we know what kind of construction's gonna come up and down those roads, and they're saying 1,000 to 2,000 people working on the data center project, and so they're gonna be coming down FM 61 and going right by her place.
So that's a problem for Young County citizens, all Young County citizens. And I would hope that each of you would research further on what effect it's gonna have, everything. Take all of that into consideration. So that's just a request. So on the solar project, we know that that's gonna take away a lot of farmland. And there's like, I believe it's 2,600 acres, if I remember right. So I just wondered if these people had researched how many trees have to be taken out. And then if they leave the project and they say they're gonna buy a bond, so is the bonding company gonna have to be approved by the county if they do that?
No, I know the answer to that. The bonding company does not, but it has to be approved by the state of Texas. They've set up rules and procedures on who would be an eligible bond company. So the state of Texas regulates that.
Okay, so the company that Tapaderis or whoever it is that's building it, so they won't bear any responsibility if they go out of business and those landowners just have the solar panels out there and it's not able to be returned to farmland, who will be responsible for paying for that if this company goes out?
The bonding company will be responsible to the landowner.
Okay, and so the question is, do you get to approve the bonding company?
The state of Texas does.
State of Texas.
Yes.
So it will be researched by the state of Texas and Young County to make sure that they're not buying it from one of their subsidiaries.
It'll be a state of Texas approved bonding company.
Okay. All right, thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate it, and I hope all of you do a lot of research on this and listen to the citizens of Young County. There were petitions signed for the data center, et cetera, 1,400 and something people, and there were actually about 2,400 people signed one online and others. Some of them were not registered voters for Young County, so they took them off that petition. There's a lot of people that's against both of these things, including the solar farm.
Thank you. Anyone else? Arwen, you want a second bite of the apple?
Please, sort of a change of subject, but on the subject of tax abatements, the Plug Power pulled out here on
Mhm.
209. What's gonna happen to their commitment for that abatement? Are they still gonna be liable for tax dollars that they didn't come through with, or who's gonna own that land?
So, I don't know.
Did the
I don't
city
know.
get paid fully for that water line that went out?
Here's what I know about the Plug Power deal. When I came in, I renegotiated the Plug Power deal and turned their abatement into a take or pay. They have paid Young County $600,000 for nothing. They haven't built anything, zippo, so we got $600,000 that we would not have ever gotten. Last time I talked to them, they said they were gonna honor one more payment. So that would, if that's the case, we'll find out by the end of January, that would be $900,000 that we would have never gotten at all. And then as far as the city of Graham, they have fully reimbursed the city of Graham for a $12 million pipeline asset that the city of Graham now owns. It's their asset to be able to use it however they want to use it. So as far as the city of Graham and Young County, we came out on the better end of that deal. Now, as far as the other entities that passed bonds planning on it, they're probably in worse shape, but they probably counted their chickens before they hatched and went too early on that, would be my personal opinion. But, you know, the Plug Power thing that, I don't know, I mean, for the county, it's been a good deal. We've gotten money that we would not have been entitled to. And same with the city of Graham. Yes, David?
And I wasn't gonna say anything about that, except that now that y'all are talking about it, that still seems like a bad deal.
Why?
Well, because they promised a lot of money into the county and it wasn't a reliable company. So when you do business with a company that shuts down and doesn't even finish their bill, I would think that was a bad deal, because what was promised never came. You got a little bit, and thank goodness for that, but it still wasn't a good deal. Wasn't a good company to go into business with.
I mean, that's the nature of all these deals. I would say, if you look across the board, most abatement deals, they probably only end up coming to fruition probably 40 to 45% of the time.
Was
You know,
any research done on that company before they did?
I wasn't here,
You
I
weren't?
was not, I renegotiated the deal that was already there, but
Right.
as far as the Plug Power thing, I wasn't part of that.
Okay. So, so, do you know if any research was done on that company before they went into that?
What research we done on that, what we learned from them was, is the fact that they were a company that was viable, they already had other plants around the state and other states. And what they were waiting on is, when they came to us, they said they had the money in hand and ready to go.
When I looked them up, it said that they were notorious for having a cash flow issue, that they relied on government subsidies. I found that out, but I don't know what y'all looked at, but.
And when we looked at their deal and what they had, what they sent us, when we looked up, that's what it was.
So, one more thing, so on back to the data center thing, so even though the city isn't gonna annex it, they're still trying to make some kind of agreement with them on the sewer. They really want the sewer. They don't want us,
I know they're talking to them. I don't really know what they want.
Right,
from them.
I know that because that's what they told me. I asked them specifically
Mhm.
why they didn't want septic. They said they can't use septic because of the environmental issues and any kind of a possibility of a leak. So they really need that sewer system. So because they have that need, the city has the ability to put stipulations on that. Therefore, they don't need abatements from you. You guys don't have to give them an abatement to get what you want out of them. If they choose to come anyway, and I don't think that they will, if you don't get them, you don't give them an abatement, the city can still put restrictions and regulations on that sewer system because they want it that bad.
Okay.
So there's still some leverage there. And so the abatements are not necessary. They just aren't. And there's a very good possibility they don't come. And if you're listening to the citizens, we don't want it. The money that they could bring is not worth it. Please hear that.
Gotcha, thank you. All right, so now it's 10 o'clock. We have to go into our closed session now with, we have a closed session under Texas Government Code 551.0725, deliberation regarding contract being negotiated, and 551.087, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations. This is with our consultant, Jeff Snowden, who's helping us evaluate Titus Tabaderis's tax abatement application. So we're gonna go to that meeting right now, and then when we come back, we're gonna continue with our agenda. And then if we want to, we can continue open session at the end of the meeting if there's some people that wanna stay around and do that. All right? All right.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Would you help me at the lake? Maybe it was at my house, I can
I wasn't paying any attention at all. I love how the kids are telling me about school. Surely it's not me.
Start to change oil and get the tractor running. This is a great place to live. I had another place in mind. Like this plate rock. And he came up here and so he got a nice little house. A lot of people.
Not soon enough.
But I can't remember the name of it. They're crazy. But people places like this, and I was telling the sheriff a year and a half ago, I go to the gun range.
They're telling us,
You know,
they're telling us that
Phillips, Johnson,
They don't have any control.
they don't talk to
All the guys do not.
So we're saying,
You're gonna come.
You got one
here,
way in and
land us,
get in,
roads
get
up,
in,
you did everything.
yeah. But
Sure, you're going to right
all the,
one of the questions that has been given was, if you don't do the banks, when you do the setbacks, when you do all the things that you said, and they said if they don't agree that they do that, they don't do the banks. So what that sounds like to us, your real bottom line people, you're only gonna be as good a neighbor as we pay you to be in the basement. That's what that sounds like. And that's what the county commissioners and judges.
Thoughts of your concerns that, reason why I'm not fishing myself is because
y'all threatened it. Sounds like they're scared to see it. It's out of their control. Well, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. We can get and I do.
You guys say you want to be good neighbors.
Because I think I'm gonna do that. Well, I do. My other boss actually pumped all my water last night. But it's shallow. I know they make a well much deeper, but you have someone who's. But I'm talking about here in the right place because they can, and you certainly see these metrics, that there's a coming storm, infrastructure failure, the ability to replace all our academy infrastructure. And it's just not right. Microsoft gave us by
yeah, I know,
That's why you paid him
is versus integration. Essentially, they don't need the grid.
I'm not sure
questions I ask people, because there's a lot of, oil is how come they don't have the EDC here in this part? Operates EDC. And he's trying to
Very not just in
we got all the CREs. If they're manufacturing back in yeah, and, but there's not to drive something like that, cheaper than
Certain people are in there, sometimes is what they're trying to say.
I think there's other trying to sell. I mean, we literally will go to an event here on the square, and you'll meet people that are area and move them to the lake, somewhere here. You're at, where you gotta drive all the way. They're all well. Completely different. Town.
I said it last night, it's not happening.
Yeah, they're down. But everybody's got, they've got a couple. And they're kind of real. And they have a lot of different issues. So when I'm there,
But everybody,
not trying to be on police, but we're not prepared for this type of issue. So it's just about the and how are we going to make a town better without any direction? We got here, so it's gravity.
just do it right. If you're gonna do it, yeah, I know. Well, I appreciate that.
And when I say that,
I do have a question.
I'm not sure, I'm not sure I agree, I'm not sure I think what you're a relationship expert. You're trying to be, make us feel good. Yes, you are, yes, you are.
This is really one of the.
if we actually go away from if we go away from and I'm not a fan of that. I mean, and I made a living killing it.
And I know that, you know, these conversations.
We had this alleged $51 million sales tax receipt. So, but by the time we're all said and done, what they give back to the taxpayer, maybe. So the rest of the projects, black holes. And I was involved in some business even back in Paris. And it's just.
Had a shop straight on. So they're the big ones that hang off for 320.
Well,
Didn't you want to dig some holes? Huh? Dig some holes. Henry's got about 45 to build the house out there. Probably next spring. Him and I went and picked this one up in Springtown a year and a half ago. Little shots for it. Or junior shots for it. They took like a machine shop and they couldn't get it. Couldn't get it to go into the yoke, so they straightened it all.
But when I look at these, when I look at work, and you look at the infrastructure, that's the thing.
I blew a tire out yesterday on the way in.
In the work truck?
No, on my trailer. I was so mad. I didn't even unload the trailer. I just left it parked there with all the stuff on it.
You got 8 liter.
Do it.
You got an 8 liter.
Depends on how all this goes.
Yeah. How long do you think they're gonna be in there?
But,
Hard to say.
They need the truck is.
No, it's the
yeah, I used to be a
And I heard
I
it
used to
from
run
people
all.
that.
I read it.
It's called, yeah.
Couldn't make it.
Hired companies to work for, they called them and told them to shut gas off.
And I go to this one store.
That he was literally trying to balance it. So, just saying.
Maybe finish that table, it's just been too cold for it to dry. The two coats on the top.
Shoot a lot right now anyway. Trying to get their deer. I finally had one come up in legal daylight.
Really?
Yeah, but it was like the size of my dog. I gotta shoot that.
I seen two this morning, just past a couple of.
Between 6:30 and, or between 6:20 and 6:30 every night. When it's dark.
Yeah.
I'll have between 4 and 6 of them show up. And there's been a decent buck too. I just can't even come back in daylight.
Did you do something to feed it? Corn if you're
I'll leave it going out.
We're using ours for computers and so on. What can I do when we can't feed ourselves? And that is something. If we can't, and y'all can and then we got another data center on another part.
I had a first sergeant, 30 years.
Inundated, and all you can see is our cows, our pasture lands.
His residence.
And what they're doing, I've got it. We don't get that way. That's why we're practicing work. There's other things to do besides y'all and that show business. But that's why we're so against it, because it takes so much more than it is. And we're not talking about money. I get out of
Everyone's behaving themselves while they're doing
You're
that.
paying for their, you're paying them.
Well, it got lifted. We lifted it.
I know that. Yeah.
Shaking us down.
We've had more smoke investigations since we lifted the ban than we did when we got the ban.
But that's not
Really?
Yeah.
There's other ways to get our tax dollars, to get our tax dollars than solar and wind and data centers. We don't want that industry in
This year, for election, Travis this year, was it this year? 28.
It's next year.
I've been in places.
I don't know. No, because last year,
Just trying to get through.
it's good for 4 years. Or just 2.
So you can do your non-discretionary funds to do with what you want to do.
I think it's 4. He ran in 20, ran again in 24. No, it was 28. Okay, it's over.
I had to, I had to bring high speed career, and I had very flight career. So the years. I did some stuff in the state. That was exciting. And then I came to Dallas. And my degree is in operations. But I have a master's in operations.
Because of the infrastructure that doesn't tax revenue.
It's already gone up because of transmission charges.
Your business model is sound, and you've got to capitalize to come in here like any other business. Why do you want to come in here and say, we need Young County to help us out?
4 years for sure. 4 years.
Presidential election.
We're still streaming, so Harley's answering questions for me. That's still streaming, so Harley heard us in text.
appropriate something else.
Regulator, battery. And, you know, we're doing stuff. The Army acquisitions.
Boy, you're working on two things.
He says, program management.
You need to find somebody else. You need to find some welfare somewhere else. County knows how to do welfare.
Sell this thing. The artist is development and sales, correct? I'm asking.
How many are you finding right now?
General Dynamics. Well, they want to know how they hire.
This tax rate, which you see here,
And you're a land lawyer, or an lawyer. And it's a
but this is your.
So you just develop it and then another solar company comes in and does the construction part of it. Is that what you're saying?
But it allows you to
So it's a, so more investment comes in to build it, but we'll tap it there, it'll still come in. So why have y'all got this list of sites that are not ready?
so they're always tenants.
So it's 5 years, you don't have a site.
There's trouble. It's the trouble. Here.
Always.
All right. Good answer.
Is it prior to deregulating?
And then budget cuts.
To lay down like that.
Guys.
So you guys will So you develop it and then whoever brings in panels,
And they would, if they didn't get back to me. And I think all of those guys were down in Fountain, pocket down. They did, but I was, I'm not even.
but they're all United States based. Every one of those are gonna be from the United States.
Into the county everywhere or just? Not everywhere, but a lot.
You know, they're all over in Jack County, Wichita County, everywhere.
They were good idea.
Absolutely, they're great. We have so many restrictions on it that you have to put a case number if you go to look for a certain event. If we have to put a case number in, so that case number goes to whoever it's going in. That way you just not somebody looking over BS.
They haven't used that scheme right out here. Big in the big cities.
You're literally having energy traders either in operations side.
Eric was not happy with the crowd.
And then you're also having.
Judging from that scenario, we do not
Help kind of mitigate that, so.
and our
Just ramps up.
previous actions, previous events, the hydrogen plant, the data center, all the stuff that we did wrong and not being upfront or honest about. So therefore, you guys are coming into the month that we don't trust.
They provide such a, like,
And I apologize for that.
Have you seen the bracket
For football?
So what I saw,
Oh, yeah.
bye week, they get a 3 week, and then whoever
So
wins.
that's why the after.
Oregon? No, it wasn't Oregon, it was Oregon. But that other one, the James Madison University. Yeah. The new one. So whoever wins that game plays Tech.
Speaking on your distribution side of the equation,
That's a good game, Saturday. You went to it? You know, we were, my son-in-law, used to be son-in-law, my daughter, they both were experienced. He was supposed to get tickets for years to go. And so they were going to have to watch the game in Dallas, and so we can't do it. Them I said, grab something.
And pray last.
Get tickets.
Did you see pictures of him in the crowd?
No, just a little bit of blue.
But my son got me. They told me.
That was a good game.
I didn't think why you had a great. That's a defeat.
I didn't even get in there.
Huh? They didn't get in there. I was really surprised. It was a long oh, yeah, me too. I was shocked. I wasn't expecting that.
You know, not like Notre Dame, but I think why you probably deserve
Yeah, more of a pro guy for the most part.
I like pro football, but I'm gonna tell you that we can't beat that college football.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I did. Yeah. All I know is I could never watch a Penn State game with one of my roommates ever again. He lives in Dallas. Every time I watch a game with them, they're always the same, but they always win. Last one we watched was the Penn State Indiana games a couple years ago. Oh.
I like Penn State, my wife hates Penn State.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My dad's a bit of a Penn State fan because Seton Hall in New Jersey doesn't have a football team. So he's a Penn State fan.
Is that when you came from Jersey?
Yep. Came here to get away from it.
So, where at in New Jersey did you live?
Like Central. Yeah, Middlesex County. Actually, like 10 minutes away from Princeton University. In a place called Central. Oh yeah.
I went there visiting one time and just toured that whole.
Oh yeah. It's a quaint little area.
The reason I got a divorce, my kid, my daughter, when they moved to New Jersey, that's where my ex-wife's dad lived. That's where she was originally from, Bergen County.
Oh really? Oh, Bergen?
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. My mom's from there.
So she's taken, or I got her until she graduated college from there. You got to like really look hard. She ended up getting married and moved down here to Kingwood by Houston, which is a little bit better.
It's much nicer to actually know what town you're in when you're driving around.
Oh, absolutely. You know, she went to Montclair University.
Yeah. I know.
And I like parts of New Jersey. It wasn't too bad. I lived down there for about 6 months. I don't know, I didn't go there. Almost a year, I guess.
Yeah, property tax just way too
I'm making a lot of money.
Were you working at
No, I was in the carpenter's union up there.
Came down here to get away from the cold as well. Looks like I brought the weather with me.
One thing I didn't like was snow up there, man. I like snow.
Yeah, a little too much.
You have to work in it every day.
A little too much of it, for sure. And the traffic, I don't miss the traffic.
You're going to see this traffic right here get really going.
Oh, what was that?
So you're going to see the traffic here get really going.
Oh, yeah?
With all this, I guarantee you that happens. It's going to
Gotcha. But, yeah, I just remember I took my parents over to the office. They came down. My family, so I took them over to the office. And they're talking about down here, and I'm like, you gotta drive up to Jersey. It's insane. He's really great.
Our research was all, I think everybody actually that's why we married. It's going to affect all the landowners. And they don't
Things over at the gym.
Like always.
Yeah.
Our population is right there.
Oh, okay. Just get moved around there.
I think we said a lot to prison last month. Got winter, I think people don't get arrested as much, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, that's a good thing. As long as they're not getting away with shit.
Oh, no, yeah. I haven't even looked at it to see. So last month we had. Last month we had 44 arrests. We have an average last month of 90 population. Maybe it won't be that much this coming next. We had, what else did you ask me?
Oh, I think I just generally asked how to do it.
So we had that 44 arrests.
Oh, yeah.
7 of them were drug related.
Yeah.
We got a lot of meth and marijuana.
Oh, yeah. I think the other one was like people getting sick.
I did. Saturday I got up and I went to have pancakes with Santa.
Santa cake.
Yeah. And then I went back home, sit down, and we started watching that Tech game at 11. And then Saturday night, nothing. Sunday morning, get up, go to church, go back. We were back. Saturday last night to church for pies with the passion. And he has that once a month.
Wish I had that.
You cold?
No. Yeah. Need to open up the windows.
Get a breeze in there.
Fall asleep.
All right, we ready to get started? All right, it is 10:35 and we are out of closed session. Are there any actions necessary pursuant to matters discussed in item 18A, which was our closed session?
Yes. We're gonna do an 18B.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to start a schedule and discuss, consider reinvestment zone designation and a tax abatement agreement with Titus regarding the proposed Tascadero Solar Farms project. I further move to schedule a public hearing on January the 12th, 2026, and then gather input on the designation of reinvestment zone, followed by a vote on that designation. And I further move to provide Commissioners Court and Titus with a draft tax abatement agreement. Make this document available to the public and be placed in the January 2026 regular scheduled Commissioners Court meeting agenda to vote for the final tax abatement agreement related to the proposed Tascadero Solar Farms project.
Okay, there's a motion from Commissioner Wiley. Is there a second? Second from Commissioner Craig. All in favor? Any opposed? I have to abstain, so the motion passes 4-0 with myself abstaining.
401.
And so, gave you a copy of it. So this is the tax abatement agreement that we're presenting with to Titus. And there's various copies of it here if people want to have a copy of it. Let me give you some of the highlights of the draft tax abatement agreement the commissioners are proposing for Titus. The project is a 300 megawatt solar project, a 200 megawatt battery project, commercial operations. It will be commercially operating by 12/31 of 2028. It's a 10-year tax abatement of 100% of county property taxes. It'll be replaced with a pilot payment of $731,713 per year for the solar aspect, $411,200 for the battery component. That is $1,142,913 per year over 10 years. There is a floor is if they don't build a 300 megawatt solar project or a 200 megawatt batteries project. They have a floor that guarantees the pilot payment to be no less than $1,028,610 per year. At the execution of the abatement, it calls for a $30,000 payment to the county to reimburse the county for soft costs in developing the agreement. At the commencement of construction, there's a $300,000 payment to the county to be used for the volunteer fire departments in the sheriff's office. There is a designation that Young County will be designated for all sales tax related to the project. There's a 75-foot buffer between their property line and any sort of improvements that they would build around the entire solar farm project. There's reimbursements to the county and to TxDOT for road repairs caused by their needed road repairs caused by their project. There's a $15,000 fee for any assignment of this agreement, and there's a $300 a day late fee associated for any late payment with this agreement. So that is the agreement that the county has voted to propose to Titus Tapaderas. Everyone should have a copy of that, read it, and we've got a lot of time to talk about it. Jimmy, what were the dates that you, can I see the dates that you were proposing?
January 12th and January 26th.
So on January 12th, we will schedule a reinvestment zone public hearing, and then 2 weeks later, there'll be a vote on this tax abatement agreement. So we've got a month and a half, basically, to talk about this, answer questions, and debate it. So this is just a proposal. Obviously, nothing's been approved or voted on or anything. But this is the start of that final process. Okay? So that moves me to item number 18C, discussion with Robert Pena regarding potential reinvestment zone and tax payment agreement related to the Titus Tapaderas solar farm. Robert, do you have anything to add?
None at this time, Judge, other than we will provide the final maps. There hasn't been any change to the current properties. There are not any properties being added, so I'm clarifying that as well. And also, I believe in the abatement agreement, we have included a 75-foot vegetative buffer that will be on all four sides of the project. That will include a visual representation of, or keep the vegetation and keep the visual aspects of the project minimized, so.
And then there's some additional buffers that you've worked out with individual property owners, correct?
Correct. We have also.
And so you're gonna get me a map so that we can make that part of the final document, correct?
That is correct, yes,
Perfect.
because there are other various large vegetative buffers to keep some of the habitat and vegetation in place that we've worked out with the individual landowners.
Okay,
So we will have all that prepared and sent over.
wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
Question?
Yes, Tommy?
You went pretty fast. We read that. In first bottom line, thinkers, I didn't hear a percent tax abatement number.
There's not a percent, it's a 100% tax abatement followed by a pilot payment. And the pilot payment will result over 10 years of a little bit over $11 million in tax revenue for Young County, which is a little bit over twice what your spreadsheet had.
On an asset value of what?
An asset value of a little bit over $500 million.
But those numbers on that spreadsheet are what I got from them
Yeah.
and you.
That's on the application that we submitted of 240 million.
Mhm.
About 240 million, yeah.
So you're saying it's 500 million now?
That's what we negotiated.
Okay, I can plug that in.
I think we need to double check that one.
Did you-
Yeah,
I can plug that in and give you those numbers.
okay. All right, let's move to tax assessor collectors November's activity report. That is in your packet, showing that for so far through 2025, the tax assessor collectors collected a little bit over $384,000 for the year compared to $303,000 in last year. And she also included her certificate of completion of her 12 hours of educational training at the B.G. Young Institute of County Government for this year. No vote on that needed. We have a November activity report from Constable Brian Little showing his activity for November. We have a receipt of a hotel occupancy tax report for $7,760 from the Wildcat Ranch and Resort and $59.30 from the cabin at Salt Fork Ranch. All right, that leads us to item number 4, discuss and consider a permission request to use the grounds at Fort Belknap beginning Friday, April 10th, 2026, beginning at 8 a.m. through Saturday, April 11th, 2026 at 6 p.m. for the 8th annual Crawfish and Cannons and the 5th annual Goodnight Loving Run. Kathy, I saw you. Oh, there you are. Kathy, this is your agenda item.
Yes, it is, and our host is here as well, and actually, it's the 10th annual.
10th annual?
That was wrong.
Okay.
Crawfish and Cannons is 1 year younger than Food Truck, and we had Food Truck's 10th annual last year, so we're very excited about that in the partnership with Fort Belknap, and I think we work together well, and we are just here to ask if you allow us to do it once again. It's a great party.
It is a great party. I went last year for the first time. Even in my handicapped state, I had a wonderful time. But do we have a band doing else yet?
Not doing
Not
that
yet?
They're still working on that. I would expect everything would run the same as previous years. There may be some changes with the RV parking as far as parking and how that'll run, but we'll work that out. We're not worried.
We weren't overflowed the street last year anyway.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, what we would need is a motion to approve their request and to approve the amendments to the Belknap rules that we've done in
Yes.
last year.
For sound and time
And Jim, do you have any concerns or anything moving forward with this request?
Not at all. We've gone from 1 can, 300 pounds of crawfish, and 50 people to 10 cans, 3,000 pounds of crawfish, and everybody we can fit. For. It's been a good time. It's amazing to see growth.
The last couple of years, we've benefited enough to be able to share some of the proceeds with the Fort too, so we're excited.
Well, if you can't find a band, I can rap.
Find a band.
I will let Mr. Weatherman know. He
Okay.
is diligently working.
Well, I might be his guy. I
Yeah.
might be his guy.
You might be.
Would you like to make a motion, Stacy?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve this and, do the amendments to the Fort Belknap rules and guidelines.
Wonderful. Scott, would you like to second this? Second. All right, all in favor of approving the Fort for crawfish and cannons?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Thank you.
Thank y'all, appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Item number 5, discuss and approve the amended county clerk minutes from the previous meeting. That's October 27th. Does everyone have a chance to look at that?
I did, I'm good with it.
We need to add one thing.
What's that?
Item number 8.
Okay.
It needs to be in there that we had a positive of $8,064 in remittance only. That needs to be added to that.
I'm sorry, say that again?
$8,064.05.
And what does that represent?
That was our ad for the positive from the arena.
I missed that.
And when they're coming in and give us.
Yeah, so how was that motion? So it was, Alan made a motion to accept the Young County Arena Financial Board report and to further authorize the city manager to delay remittance of payment due to Young County for
Yes.
monies. Remittance of a payment of $8,064. Is that, okay?
Yes.
Remittance of
And I second that.
a payment of $8,064.05 due to Young County for monies. Okay, so are there any other changes that need to happen to that minutes?
Not that I see.
Okay, so,
I'll go ahead and make the motion with that change.
okay, so Stacy Cressels makes the motion to amend the minutes by that one number,
Yes.
and then who makes the second?
I'll second that.
Jimmy, okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. We'll get those changes made. Okay. All right, we'll move to item number 6, discuss and consider the county clerk minutes from the November 5th. Timmy, can you go to a copy of the minutes and go to this, go where I sent you this one, and it needs to say, and further authorize the Graham city manager to delay the remittance of a payment of $8,064.05 due to Young County. Make that change so we can sign it. That way we can take it off the agenda and not have to do it next time. All right. So now we're on item number 6. Discuss and consider the county clerk minutes from the November 5th, 2025 town hall meeting in Elisville.
So moved.
We have a motion from Jimmy Wiley to accept the minutes as presented. Do we have a second? Second from Alan Craig. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Can you all sign that, please? Item number 7, discuss and approve the amended county clerk minutes from the November 10th, 2025 meeting. Everyone get a chance to look at that? The first one's got to get changed.
Oh, okay.
We're making that change. So this is the second one that we're going to get signed. So right now, we're talking about the November 10th minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the amended minutes?
So moved.
We have a motion from Jimmy Wiley. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Stacy Cresswell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. And there's that one. All right, item number 8, discuss and consider the county clerk minutes from the November 17th, 2025 meeting. Y'all had a chance to look at it?
I did not find anything from what I got sent.
Well, over here on item number 9,
Okay?
it needs to be 401.
Hang on one second. On which part?
Where it shows that I abstained.
I'm sorry, which?
Item number 10, number 9.
Yes.
Well, there's 3 votes in there.
C, well, that's where.
Oh, yeah, okay, but it says 4-0 with you abstaining, so it's just showing, it doesn't include you in the vote, and it has a comment of why you're abstaining.
It should still say 402.
I took it out.
Okay.
I took it out. Would you like to put it back in? Because I verbally put it in. I didn't think it's technically 401 the more I thought about it.
Yeah.
But if you're comfortable with it being in, I'll put it back in. 401, okay.
Yeah. Also, too, on item number 18,
Okay,
we need to add the years on that, the fiscal year 2026.
on 18?
On what we're voting on. Or
Oh,
what we're voting on.
okay,
This was votes for the 2026-27 Young County Appraisal District Board of Directors.
okay,
That way we know what exactly it was.
okay. Okay. That's good. Is that it? Just print the whole thing, because it might change it might push something, it might change the spacing of it. Just print the whole thing. Okay, we'll make that change.
Okay.
Anything else that you caught?
That's it. Okay.
All right, we have a motion to approve the minutes from November 17th, 2025 with Jim's 2 amendments to the minutes.
So moved.
Okay, we got a motion from Commissioner Cresswell. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Commissioner Wiley. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Let me get Cindy working on this one. Thank you. So let me make 2 changes to this one. Change.
Well, Kyle's not downloaded for you.
No, 17. So, change that vote to 401.
I got everything from Timmy, I just can't get Kyle to download. I haven't been able to get it downloaded where I can get it.
Votes for.
Yeah, I got all the packets, but I think the last one.
It's
okay, we got so far, the request. So I haven't, it was over Kyle's, Jimmy, you have any trouble getting your stuff to download? That could be a Kyle's packet to download for me. He said he couldn't get the packet to download.
I'll let y'all go first this time.
So what?
I did it with,
All right, let's move to item number, Timmy's gonna make those changes and we'll be able to sign them. Item number 9, consider the treasurer's financial report and update on securities pledge. Treasurer Milo?
Yes, sir. Okay, I have my November financial report. I emailed that out to everybody.
got that all reconciled, so it's here for your approval.
Good job. We did receive that via email, and hopefully everyone had a chance to go through it. Are there any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the treasurer's November report. Commissioner Wiley made a motion. Is there a second? Second from Commissioner Craig. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Also would like to report that we received our annual pilot payment from Young Wind for an amount of $918,160.
That's great news. Great news. If y'all remember last year, we had to claw and fight, and there was nothing in that agreement for penalties on late payments, and I mean, it just was a mess. Ended up having to get attorneys involved to get that paid, but this time they came in early, which was nice. All right, you want to sign that for me? All right, Cheryl, you've been waiting patiently. Item number 10, consider the auditor's budget amendments and vouchers payable. Ms. Roberts.
Don't stroke on me when I tell you, because then I'm gonna tell you what we had to pay this time.
Okay.
So bottom line is $727,929.70. And out of the general fund is $543,443.54. And let me get some of the high points, and there is non-butane forgiveness. So we paid the City of Olney Fire $30,000. To TAC, we paid our quarterly workers' comp, which was $15,295.75. We paid the property and vehicle insurance, this is an annual thing, and those together was $231,672. WAC had their first quarterly payment of $73,731.74. And we're also, in this round, we have the Alney Economic Development for the lease on the annex for $25,000. So that adds up to, well, with that insurance man, and so our net data, we haven't gotten an invoice on that yet. That's gonna be a big one, so maybe we'll pay it next time I have a copy.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the auditor's budget amendments and vouchers payable? We have a motion from Commissioner Craig. We have a second from Commissioner Cresswell. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes 4-0-1 with Commissioner Wiley abstaining.
Also, I had an invoice to repair the second door at the jail. Something, the wind torn it up in a storm, we had to get it fixed. $9,998, and we had the money in jail development, I asked him.
Yeah, the auditor came to me with this, and it was obviously any sort of issue with the jail is a security kind of a urgent issue. She was concerned about not bringing it before the court, but I told her that that was a very sensitive, needed to be done quick, so I asked her to go ahead and approve it ahead of time. So if that's incorrect, I'm asking for forgiveness.
I'm asking for forgiveness.
So, all in favor of the payment for $9,000 to fix the salad port at the Young County Jail? Any opposed? Or motion second? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. You just want to have an easy way to escape if you're right in there. Yeah, okay. I get that.
Also, I have an estimate for the tint on the windows at the annex. the 110 on some of the windows was not dark enough, so they're gonna have to come back. And Tom Parker is aware of this and saying that we have the money in that annex budget that we thought we could spend on this, $1,200 more dollars.
How much, 1,200?
1,200, anything else to add on that?
There were funds, there's maintenance funds that y'all have allocated to that. and
For the.
We're not gonna need that for that addition to the tag, so it's working out fine.
Sounds like some of the windows need the double tint, some don't.
Yeah, I don't know
Yes, Sheriff?
what they worked out, but.
So.
Oh, that's what that looks like, okay. Huh? Really? Even with the double tint?
Yes, sir.
Even with the double tint?
Yes, sir.
Interesting. Okay.
The only issue I would
Well,
ask.
we're not have being that private in there, I don't think.
Excuse me?
I don't think they're trying to be that private in there, they're trying to stop the sunlight.
Negative. It is for the privacy.
It
That's
is.
all that's for.
Okay.
Well, wait, we're talking about different
We're talking-
things. He's talking about the
we're
only
talking
annex.
about-
You're talking about-
about-
We're talking about different things.
But that's good knowledge.
It is good to know, because I would have thought that you couldn't, what if you put can you see through it if you put your head up there? I mean, eyes up there, but the camera goes through it.
Yes.
Blows my mind. Sure.
Who would have thought they'd done that?
At the annex, the sunlight was still coming from the initial, and that was, and also at night, there was no privacy from outside. The inside lights were defeating the single tint, so driving by, it was just like you didn't have any tint.
Really?
You can put double tint on there, and at night, you can still see inside, with your inside lights on.
Why don't you get rid of the glass altogether, just put a camera up there where they can see out, can't see in?
Technology.
Put blinds up.
So that costs money, Scott.
Right. There's an old prison deal where you can put toilet paper and toothpaste over the window, they can't see in no more.
I didn't know that.
I was working in prison.
Yeah, I had that question too.
Anyway, just food for thought.
Thank you, Shelley. I don't think we need to vote on that, but.
As you consider film, energy efficient windows do not allow for some of the films that you use that actually avoid the warranty on it. So as you're doing this, let's just make sure we coordinate to make sure that those windows, you got a 50-year warranty on the windows, so try to make sure that we don't do
Avoid the
anything that's-
warranty.
Yeah, right out of the box. So what was originally described is good. Second, in theory, is the same material. I've not gotten anything back from Anderson on it yet, but I don't see that there should be any issue with it. But anything else you're considering, just let's make sure what we do to the glass, that's all.
All right.
You're gonna, so after some recent events, the treasurer's office is needing a little more security on their door. They have money out. We had Tom Parker with Texas Main come give us an estimate for a keypad
keypad.
like ours, but you have the fobs and then the cameras in both their offices. $1,929.48.
Where do we have that money budgeted?
In courthouse security, there's 12,500.
So. So how much is that? Do that, say that again.
$1,929.48.
And this is for a keypad locking system for the treasurer's office?
Yes, sir.
I agree, that's absolutely necessary, agree 100%. Yeah, I mean, is there any discussion on it before I call for a vote? All in favor of approving a little bit less than $2,000 to put a locking system on the treasurer's office? Motion from Commissioner Treasurer.
On my payments on my monetary, they pay off this year. Would it save us interest to do it earlier?
I can, maybe a little bit. see when the payments are due next. I'll call this.
Okay, item number 11, consider the extension agent's November report, request for reimbursement. Ms. Penny Behrens, $694.69. Ms. Savannah Williams, $832.88. Any discussion? All in favor of their two reports? We have Commissioner Shook made a motion, second from Commissioner Craig. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. All right, Sheriff, you've been very patient. We'll move to item number 12, discuss the November activity reports for both the jail and the sheriff's office. It's too cold.
They sold them all.
It's a big decrease in calls for services, though. But look at your mental health responses, 11, wow. That's
Holidays.
huge,
Part of the holidays, overcast skies.
huge, oh my gosh. Arrests are way up, traffic stops are way up, citations are up.
A little bit of drugs this time.
Yeah, cocaine even.
It's a lot of cocaine.
Wow, y'all are busy.
On one side. Was it green when you stopped?
Went afterwards.
What's the population of that?
74.
Yep. Forgot to put the miles on there. Or pickups. Was it 0? That's like, latest.
They can, they do it.
There's no telling why. She went on vacation.
What do you have every county?
Should be on there.
It's not there.
I have no idea.
Nobody averaging like 20 something.
That's the way it is. It's supposed to be on there. I didn't catch it.
That 442 school.
A lot of miles before juveniles.
You know, the way that works though is you can only detain them for 10 days at a time. And so some of these kids that there's no place to put them, you've got to take them, bring them back, take them, bring them back. I mean, you can't just leave them. You've got to keep bringing them back.
If we take there's one detained one, we take them to post that day, then we have to bring them back the next day to see the judge. Then we have to take them back to post, and then in 10 days, we bring them back for a hearing, and then we'll figure out where we're gonna put them.
Yeah. It's not a big deal in the city. It's a real big deal in the
We're in
country.
there on a lot of things.
I apologize, I really don't have an idea, I can call them quick right now,
That's okay. We know there's several there.
so.
You got one in Lubbock.
I do have one in Lubbock still. And that one will probably be there until,
These times up.
yes. So, thank you very much.
Any questions for the sheriff?
That's good.
Thank you, appreciate your support, sir.
You have 18, Liberty County.
18 what?
Liberty County.
We didn't miss it by far, did we?
You know, I was excited. I thought we were going to get a baseball player with this item number 13. Discuss and consider providing office space for Texas Ranger Mike Schraub. I thought we were going to get Nolan Ryan or somebody, but we're stuck with you.
Yeah, you're stuck with me.
So Mike came to me a while back and floated the idea, I guess there's a potential for you to get a new position within the Texas Rangers potentially.
It's not a potential, it happened.
It has happened, but for that to happen, he needs to find office space. And when we built the annex, we had an extra, and Jimmy was very thoughtful to think about this, so let's build an extra space or two. And I offered, I kind of showed it to Mike, and Mike would like to possibly inhabit it.
Yes.
You want to tell us about your new position?
I will. This year they expanded the unsolved crimes program, which is the cold case in DPS. They doubled the numbers. It was 1 per company, so there were 6, and now there's going to be 12. Part of that process, they vacated a position on the Saki project, which is the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative. We get DOJ funding basically to help agencies all over the state with their it's not just sexual assault, it's anything that has a sexual assault nexus. There's several murders that we're working, several serial rapists who we're working and trying to identify. And anyway, that's what I'm basically going to be helping them with. There's 2 rangers in the state of Texas that do it. It'd be myself, and then plus there's one in the Houston area. So I'll have half the state, he'll have the other half of the state, and then we're going to cross each other all the time, I'm sure.
And will that mean that we'll get a new ranger here in Young County?
You already have a new ranger.
Who is it?
He started first. It's Brendan Helton.
Brendan Helton.
He is transferring, or he transferred here effective the first from Garland. He's been a ranger about 2 years.
A rookie?
Yeah. And I've been a ranger here since 2016. So January will be 10 years.
It's good for Young County that we're going to now have 2 rangers in the county versus 1 ranger. Does anyone have any concerns with Mike taking that office space?
If he don't like that one, I've got one out there that
Yeah.
we'll remodel.
I think it'd be good having you know, a presence in that annex.
Keep you out of my yard.
All right, do we have a motion to offer the Texas Rangers? That's not good.
Stuff on his own silent, by the way.
What, was that, something happened at the sheriff's school? Oh, the school? All right, do we have a motion to offer the Texas Rangers an office at the Young County Annex? All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Wiley. Do we have a second? Second from Commissioner Craig. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Welcome to the Young County Annex. We'll get you a key and all that stuff, and let you get moved in whenever you're ready.
I just take your desk?
Yep.
Okay.
You can come to my office to that. Yeah. All right, item number 14, discuss and consider the agreements with Axon. We have Lieutenant Wilkie Barnes here.
Morning.
How you doing?
Good. I believe you guys have 2 handouts. Essentially, we have addition of 2 body cameras, in addition of 2 fleet system. It's their dash camera license plate reader. So our 2 new patrol deputies, John Ensign and Keaton Cook, will have the same equipment as the other guys.
Gotcha.
Just to keep you on with. It's a flock, I believe, for the license plate readers and for the fleet 3, they did $100 to ship the equipment. And then it falls in line with our yearly payments for 26, 27, 28.
Why'd you say fly?
I'm sorry, Axon.
Okay.
Yeah, Floc's on my mind. And then for the body cameras, it's 3 payments. First one I did December 2025 and December 26 and 27. The 2 copies I have, I'm not sure what. One of them.
No, they're in.
Yes. Body cam thing.
Sorry.
The fleet thing, you're getting shipped here.
For this year, yes, sir, it falls in line, so there'll be a larger payment for 2026 to fall in line with the yearly payment. So $100 is the absolute minimum they can do for the equipment to ship. I believe it's around $8,000 That's what we've done in the past, as long as SB 22 is available. If that disappears,
We know it's available for another year. Actually, we know it's gonna be available for the next 2 years. So they passed it at the last legislature, so we know we've got it for 2 more years. Hopefully we'll continue to get it, and maybe they'll add some money to it.
That'd be nice.
All right,
for the 2 Fleet 3 cameras. Yes, sir.
That's when you bundle it, you change the price. It's about $2,000.
I think that payment had already been passed for our calendar year for the Fleet 3s, so we just did $100. That was made financially more sense versus paying $1,000 this year.
It does.
Just tag on to it.
Back on last year.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
all right.
I'll make that motion.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Wiley, do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Craig. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Thank you.
Since I misspoke about blocks, a brief little update. We'll have 2 cameras that will be installed this month. They're on private properties, so the process is faster. The rest are requiring permitting with TCIC and TxDOT, and that's underway.
Okay. Exciting.
We'll start.
All right, item number 15, discuss and consider an addendum to the master agreement pricing proposal contract from I3 Verticals regarding online deed records. Tina?
Okay, this is just, the master agreement, just stating where they're adding in the deed records. So our actual master agreement with NetData that we've already had, this is just adding in our deed records that are gonna be filed on e-files.
So when you go online, there are avenues to get these deed records on, so at some point they were digitized at some point. Or were those private companies that digitized it, or did the county digitize it?
That was, well, we send them in every month. Those are private companies that just request.
Gotcha, so we don't necessarily get those.
No.
They take them and digitize them, and then they
And then
monetize
they-
it themselves.
Right, correct.
So we don't get that product back.
No.
Gotcha. Okay. How much is this gonna cost, Tina?
Well, we already approved that part. This is just, I don't remember the cost on it, I'll have to.
It's around,
It's like the 19,000 a year, but the full, I don't remember what the full amount is. I can go pull it up for you. But yeah, we already approved the e-file.
So it's an additional 19,000 for the deed record?
This is no cost. This is just.
This is just amending the contract to add deed records?
Right, the master agreement that we have with NetData.
Gotcha, to include.
To include
deed
the
records.
records.
It's not affecting the price.
Right, correct.
Okay.
that price is $40,000.
But-
Records management, yes, ma'am.
That's what I've got down here.
Okay.
Yeah,
$40,400.
yeah. For the total
Yes.
deal, and then the 19,000 a year.
Okay.
For how many years?
Huh?
How many years?
The contract, I think, was set up for 5 years.
Okay, do we have a motion to agree to amend the master agreement to include online deed records? So it's a motion from Commissioner Craig. Do we have a second?
I'll say.
All right, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. All right, item number 16, ratify the interlocal cooperation contract between the University of Texas at Austin and Young County related to the use of the UT Austin Regional Security Operations Center known as the RSOC. It's a good little abbreviation there. Tell us about the RSOC.
The RSOC is a group of extremely intelligent, very vetted IT students. They have a center at UT in Austin, one at UT in Arlington, and San Angelo State. What they do for city and counties is they watch over everything. So they put us online to watch over, to help us with cybersecurity, cyber attacks, or, that type. Even though we have coverage through other things, it's just a second layer trying to keep us from having to pay ransom and all that. And it's a free service, so.
It's good for us. We have more eyes on us, and it doesn't cost us anything.
Why should they work with that?
Yes, they work with Texas Association of Counties with it, and it's 24/7 coverage. Where our outside person, he can't watch it all the time, but somebody's manning this center all the time. They have, all of these students want to go to work for like the government, high in the government, so these are very vetted. It's not just the person that comes in is taking some IT courses. These are the best of the best at each university. So.
We got to meet some of them.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
So I actually executed this agreement last week. I'm asking the court to ratify that agreement. Do we have a motion to ratify the interlocal agreement by and between Young County and, that's the wrong one, and the University of Texas for the Regional Securities Operations Center? Motion from Commissioner Wiley. Do we have a second? Second from Commissioner Cresswell. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Item number 17, ratify the executed interlocal agreement by and between Young County Commissioners Court and the City Council of Graham for the preservation of the William P. Johnson Cemetery and its environs. We've talked about this numerous times. It's been through here. We've approved it numerous times. I finally got the executed agreement that we voted on back from city. So the only thing that's the city of Graham, the only thing that's different is the city of Graham has actually now executed this agreement. Do we have a motion to ratify that executed interlocal agreement?
So moved.
Motion from Commissioner Cresswell. Do we have a second? Second from Commissioner Wiley. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
While we're on this, I have been trying to get with Johnny Appleseed to do the grass. I have not got a response from him yet. I have to go a different route, see if I can find somebody else to lay it.
I kind of wonder if you can't really lay grass in the middle of winter.
I know, but I'd like to at least get them to respond to me, because last year they ran out before they got to us, and I would like to get on their list to where we're at least guaranteed to have it done this spring.
And I'm waiting for the curb to get moved before I finish the fencing on that. So I'm gonna extend the fencing to cover the city lot, but I'm waiting for the curb to get moved so that we can get everything lined up.
Okay.
And the sheriff's gone, I'm gonna leave a gate so the sheriff does not have to park on the highway, that he can actually pull his crew on to mow it.
Okay.
All righty. We've already done the 18s. We will move to 19. Discuss and consider an application permit to install an entry culvert in the county road right-of-way ditch line on Butler Loop Road. Commissioner Cresswell.
I make a motion that we go ahead and approve this. It's for the power company. They're gonna do all the work. We won't have to do anything on it. And it'll just be the approval of us letting them do it.
Okay.
They'll probably remove it when they get done.
No, they're gonna leave it.
In there? Good. Most time they remove it.
That's why they come to us for a permit, because they're gonna leave it.
All right, is that a motion,
No, ma'am.
Commissioner?
Yes.
I'll say.
We have a second from Commissioner Wiley. All in favor? Any opposed? That passes 5-0. I will All right, item number 20, discuss and consider accepting permission letter for precinct 2 to push up dirt and haul dirt from his property, from the property on Como Road, and this is from Jim Fig. His permission letter is in your packet.
This is just part of the summer wash away rains. There's a couple of sections there on Como Road. We're trying to rebuild. Mr. Fig has some surplus of dirt that he has donated to the county, so we're just gonna make an local agreement with him to remove some dirt and try to fill out some washouts in the edge of the roadways.
Okay.
I make a motion.
You don't got any local agreement or permission letter?
Permission letter. We're making an agreement. How about that?
All right, so we have a motion from Commissioner Shook. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Cresswell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Item number 21, discuss and consider burn restrictions. We are not in a burn ban. I took us out of a burn ban last Monday after consulting with the volunteer fire departments, with Jared Cook, with the sheriff's office. They all were, I wouldn't say enthusiastic, they were nervous about coming out, but they thought that if people were responsible, that we could probably have some responsible burning. Is there any reason to reconsider that and go back into a burn ban?
How many have we had get away from us on controlled burns?
We've only responded to one.
Is
out
that
of
was the
control.
one on 1287?
Yeah, and we're still not real sure on that one if that's what happened or not.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny where it started, so we're looking into that.
I see no action.
No action? Okay, so we have a supplemental agenda, so let's not leave. Do we have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Go ahead and do something.
Don't we adjourn this and reconvene into?
Well, this is the,
No.
No, is all part of it? Okay. I'm not sure I've ever had a supplemental agenda. All right, so let's move to the supplemental agenda, which is discuss and consider requesting sealed bids for the calendar year 2026 for tires and tubes, culverts, road materials, and fuel to be open at 10 a.m. on Monday, December 22nd, 2025. Commissioner Wiley, would you like to take the lead on this one?
I'm gonna have to abstain from this.
You're gonna have to abstain from this.
I'll take
You'll take it, Commissioner Cresswell.
We do this every year. I mean, we have to go out for bids to get a pricing from each and every one of our contractors, so.
This is part of our normal course of business.
Yes, I make the motion that we go ahead and.
All right, so Commissioner Cresswell's making a motion. Who wants to make a second? Commissioner Shook? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes 4-0-1 with Commissioner Wiley abstaining. All right, we are at the end of our agenda. We said that we could come back to public session if anyone wanted to make some comments. Is there any comments we want to make in public comments?
Hey, we have one thing. I noticed that the website hasn't been updated with the minutes since May. Can we get all the minutes updated?
So the clerk is that's part of her realm. They are all available in her office for inspection, but she'll get them up there today.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, so, it's just really a point of clarification. A few meetings back, Judge, you had mentioned that you or your family had obtained monetary payments for mineral rights or something with the solar farm. Is that correct?
So yes, I own minerals, or I say the Alor company, which I own a percentage of, owns minerals under the proposed, or underneath the solar farm. And the Alor company executed a surface waiver contract with them where the Alor company has, for financial compensation, has agreed not to drill, explore, or use the surface of the land for oil and gas purposes.
And you're a part of that. So how is that not a conflict of interest for you?
I abstain. I'm not part of the vote. I have abstained from any votes regarding the solar farm.
But you've been in discussion and deliberation about it, correct?
I, as the chief executive of Young County, the commissioners have voted to do things or advised me to help coordinate things, but as far as any decisions made on it, I'm not part of any of the decisions made on the solar farm.
According to Texas Local Government Code 171, you must abstain.
I did abstain.
Any discussion or deliberation?
I abstained, I did obtain, we did call our attorney and we kind of got the specifications on how that works. I did not take part in any votes or anything. However, the business of the county, when they ask me to do things, I do things. And so I was the point person as far as getting documents and stuff in, but I did not make any decisions regarding the solar farm.
Right, but you still were in deliberation. That's all I was wondering.
I was in the room, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely was in the room. Yes, Tom?
You said you could not, in your surface waiver agreement, you could not drill a well on that land.
Correct. I cannot. Or anyone I lease to cannot.
Or anybody that has a mineral lease.
Anyone who has a mineral lease from the Aller Company, regarding the Aller minerals, if somebody else didn't sign a surface waiver agreement, they absolutely could.
Well, I've signed those too. In my understanding that they can, they just have to leave your place to drill.
Well, you may have a different deal.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
So is your deal an annual deal or flat payment?
Mine has an annual component to it.
Do you mind sharing us with what that is?
It's on record. Things have been filed of record. I've told you the terms of it.
$250 an acre a year
Yes.
for the life of the contract.
For a defined, yes. Yeah, well, it's a defined term.
You're right, you and I signed 2 different contracts.
Yeah.
Mine was one-time flat payment.
Right.
That's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah. We both got probably what we asked for.
No, we didn't, I did, I asked for more.
Yeah.
I saw this.
All right, any other questions? Yes, sir.
Comment?
Yeah.
Greg Bonzler. We, locally here, forget how long ago it was, but, we were told by, I'm just being in general here, about educating us silly, unknowledgeable taxpayers. So, remember a year or two back when the school came to the vote and asked for 2 different bond issues?
Which school?
Graham ISD. Wanted to do their schools and build a new athletic indoor facility. And the taxpayers resoundingly voted no to both. And I was at a school board and got personally told by 2 school board members that we just didn't educate the senior citizens enough. That it was silly that this got voted down. I've had similar experience with the city talking about water and sewer.
Okay.
That I don't know anything, we don't know anything. You guys know, not you, what the city water and sewer, but just in general, the public, we're just the peasants. We don't know. We don't know. Well, what we do know on this and the data centers is people can do what they want within regulations of their own property. People can sell it who they want to sell it to. Where it comes to this, and we don't need any more education about how tax abatements on these things is going to be good for us. We just aren't educated enough. I said it in the city council meeting last week, we're trying to put lipstick on a pig. We don't want the pig. Now, no amount of education about money is going to make us change our minds on that. So please, appreciate that you got the meeting, town hall, whatever you call it, on January 12th. We don't need any more education. We don't want this, and we sure don't want it if you're going to pay them money to do it, our money, in relation to that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? We have a motion to adjourn. Motion for Commissioner Wiley, and second for Commissioner Craig. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Yeah, that's fine. Totally.